Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing very well today. I felt since I made the Lexus video a couple days ago, and I'm about to put that out, something just popped into the news about cars, the car world, that maybe not a bunch of Americans know, but it's a very nice brand that just released a brand new car called Weismann or Weismann. I believe you pronounce it like a V, like you do my last name, but it's a German car company. They went, I don't know if they went bankrupt or they closed sometime around 2010, 2012, 13, around that area. But they made very beautiful, kind of retro modern cars, coupes, and drop top convertibles. I got my tea here. And I believe they had three models. They had the MF3, the MFGT4, or MF4 GT rather, I think it's called, which is my favorite, and the MF5 GT, which was like the really big car, super car for them. And they all were based on BMW chassis and had BMW motors in them. So they're really cool cars. For some reason, they went bankrupt and stopped production. But then some British guys, I guess, bought the company, took over, and now I've been waiting, and finally they've released some pictures, some spy footage of the new Weismann car called Project Thunderball, after James Bond, Thunderball, which is a pretty cool name, I think. So we're gonna switch over to the computer right now, start filming on that, and take a look at some of the old Weismann cars, because some of my American friends may not know of them. Hopefully you do, probably not though, because they're not sold in America. We'll take a look at some of the old Weismann cars and take a look at this new Project Thunderball. I think it's gonna be really cool. And we can go from here. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Let's start filming. Hey guys, so we just switched from the iPhone over to the Macintosh. We're going to take a look at some of the old Weismann cars. I'm going to actually open up two new tabs also, because we can take a look at every model as well. But we're going to start off with my favorite model, and we're just going to look at ones for sale right now, which is the Weismann MF4 GT. This is such a beautiful car. It's bigger than the Weismann MF3, but it's smaller and less grand, of course, than the MF5. They have a lot of roadsters for sale. However, I know I'm not really one for roadsters, so we'll just take a look at the coupe. But this is kind of what they look like. We'll get into the pictures. I believe they all have about V8s. A lot of them have automatic transmissions. Some have manual. But we'll take a look at this front 3/4 view really quick. I love this grille here. I'm not really sure what you would call it. Maybe like a seashell grill or something. I don't know. It's just a nice change from the cars of today now, seeing that most grills are oversized and half of them aren't even functional. This seems just like a nice small reserve grill that's tasteful, that functions fully. And the fact that it's small and only does its job it's supposed to leaves more room in the vehicle design for them to show off their curves and, I don't know, its uniqueness of the vehicle for whatever they want to do. So they have that small grille here that has those vertical lines, very beautiful. We have here the headlights. The headlights, I think, again, are another good draw of the car because it's not one bulbous headlight insert like some of the cars are today, or even in the early 2000s. This is a model from 2009, so in the early 2000s even, they were putting those big bulbous headlight inserts in the front of the car that just make them look so old and just age terribly. These are 3 separated headlights here. So like you have your running light, daytime runner, headlight, and then your turn signal is this little one down the left. Oop, down the left here. No, I just killed it. We'll go back. But yeah, down left here. So I love those headlights again as well. This whole top here is your hood, of course, and you can access the engine. I believe the hood opens frontwards, like it doesn't open up by the windshield. It opens up near the grill of the vehicle. You have big 20-inch wheels. Let's take a look at this front end. See, look at this front end. I just love it. I could drive this all day long. It's just beautiful, so classy. Maybe it's not the most exciting car design in the world, but it sure is different, and you won't see a lot of these on the road. So again, the grille here, the headlights here, the three separated containers for them, all just having their own little place to stay, not just one big insert. Is very, very nicely tasteful, very nicely done and tasteful, in my opinion. If you were to zoom in, last time I zoomed in, I changed the picture, but if you were to zoom in, right here, just like a Rolls Royce has its Spirit of Ecstasy, a Weismann's logo is a gecko. And the idea behind that is because as a gecko can stick to basically any surface, the Weismann sticks to the road. It's so fast and it will stick and it will move throughout the road. So you have that right there. Small, but prominent, especially with this color, this sort of brown, maybe dark red as well. Something that all modern cars do, and I don't really care for, is the position of the mirrors here on the doors. I would rather the mirrors here, or the side mirrors, be up on the body rather than on the door, but that's something you can't really change. The rims here match, of course, the tire. Let's just keep going through. There's not really much to say. It is a hatchback coupe. This is not a trunk. It opens all the way up. You have the same idea in the back here with the taillights as you do the headlights. They're both separate compartments, not one big insert, right? Back 3/4. I believe this is your gas cap right here. So it's a very small car. Maybe some Americans wouldn't even be able to get into it. Again, here inside, I love this interior mainly because something that's different is you don't have a infotainment screen. The closest thing you have here is your little radio, and I don't even think that has a touchscreen on it. You have like 5 tachometers. Everything here in this vehicle is basically for the speed and the performance, because it's just a sports car. It's not like you could use this in everyday. I probably would, but it's not intended for that purpose. It's more of that sporty, have fun with it, take it to the track sort of thing. All brown interior, all leather basically. Yeah, some Alcantara here it seems. It's an automatic transmission, this specific model. Quilted seats. Again, there's the gecko. And that's it for that one. Let's go, we'll look up really quick Weismann MF3. These ones I don't really like. I don't really care for the Weismann MF3s. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, here's Weissmann's old website. I don't really care for them because this one really looks like a spider to me, an arachnid. You got the 4 taillights in back. Again, it's cool, it's different, it's better than having one insert, but it's just very, it might be a little too much for me. There's the back, dual exhaust, that's actual exhaust, not just for show. You got your gecko in there, so it's Weismann. Real thick tires too on these damn things. I love that. I hate cars that are supposed to be, I don't know, performance, or that could have thick tires on, and they have those really skinny baby tires. That just bugs me to hell. You got your tachometers again, all your dials and whatnot. I don't even know what some of these dials are for, to be honest with you. Looks like that one's manual. But there's no infotainment screen. I am hoping in the new one that they will keep, of course, the tachometers. Maybe put in a analog clock as well. They might have a clock in here in one of these things. Again, I can't tell. I think one's fuel, one might be a clock, one might be this, that, whatever. They will keep all these tachometers, all these analog portions of the vehicle, and I hope they also add something like an analog clock to make it just more pristine and luxurious, like the Rolls Royces do and the Bentleys do. So that would be something to think of. That one's manual. Let's see, here again, you have basically the same headlight design, so I like that, the MF3. MF3, of course, is a smaller one. Let's see if we can get a side view. I don't know if the MF3 has a V6. I'm not really sure. Yeah, this one's a little less stretched out. It's a little more squished than the MF4, which is okay. Let's see, maybe we can just go right from the MF4 here. Yeah, so MF4 again. That one has an infotainment. That's pretty cool. MF4, there's a different model. Tachometers. Purple car. I like the purple on those things. BMW V8. I want to say it is. Yep, they're V8 engines. Very nice. They're gonna be fast buggers. See, this one's a little more stretched out. This one also is a roadster. I don't really care for the roadsters. I might get one, but I'd have to always have the top down because I don't like the profile here that it gives. And I'd probably change the rims, we'll be honest. And then finally, the last one, the big boy, is the MF5. This one's really cool. I just don't know if I could drive one. It might just be too large for me. You have your Weismann grill, vertical columns on there. You got your deco. This one only has 2 lights, right? You have your headlights, but you only have 2. So you might have your daytime runners and a blinker, plus your night lights. Big 21-inch rims, roadster right there. This one is definitely the big boy, the supercar. Even if the MF4 was a supercar, this one's even more so. And if you look at the text here, MF5 is a V10. Like, that's insane. That's what some of the Mercedes S-Class coupes have. Not all, but some of them have that. So all these guys have V10s in them. These are like track cars. Come over here. A lot of the MF5s have the big spoiler on the back. Don't really care for that. But you got your air vents, functional air vents. Again, dual tail lights, both with their separate inserts, not just one big cluster, and actual functional exhaust pipes. Very nice, very nice. There's another 3/4 view. Again, that looks like a supercar, not more so an everyday driver, like the MF4 could be. Okay, so those are the 3 models. Let's take a look at what the heck is going on now with Weismann. It's only images, and this is what we're getting. Like a black and white zebra print. But what you can kind of see is you have the same sort of profile as the older Weismanns had, right? You got that lurching forward hood, kind of dipping up, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what you call it. Maybe like a balloon, sort of. But it's very inflated, very nice, and just kind of curvy, like older retro cars do. Same here with the back, starting from the back of the door. You have your shoulder line kind of going up, making this haunch, and then going down again. Going against that little sort of like inflated balloon shape, you could say. It looks like from this view, I'm going to see if I cannot zoom in, of course. Let's see if I click it. Let's see what happens. Let's go to that side view. There we go. Oh, wait to that one in a second. That's an even nicer view. You can see here, from these orange parts, you get an actual door handle. And then we follow our door handle from the zebra print. We have 1, 2 again. So they've kept the 2 unique tail lights. Probably they're both going to be circular again, and not just one insert. Thank goodness. Right here, if we look at the trunk, starting from where the canvas head stops, it's going to slope down pretty drastically, and it seems that when it starts to hit about the end of the car, we get a deck lid spoiler around this area. So that's pretty nice. That's something I would prefer on my car. Instead of adding a aftermarket spoiler, I would just prefer it to be on there already, kind of just there, out of the way, but still it doing its job. I think I think last time I looked, Volvo S90s sort of do this. They kind of have an integrated spoiler, not too prominent, but it's still there to give some drag off the wind. Big old wheels. Honestly, this guy driving this car looks like he might be a little too big for it. Maybe not, I don't know. Small greenhouse here. You can only kind of figure your greenhouse is around here. It's a two-person car. This is definitely a track car, maybe not an everyday sort of thing. You can barely tell on the rear of the on the rear behind the rear wheels, right, that there are any air vents, but I think there are functional air vents. We'll have to see a different view. But you can tell here from the rear of the front wheel. If you take a look from the front door, you can kind of see a line coming in from the shoulder this way right here, and then it angles down around maybe 45, 35 degrees. We have right here a functional air vent. So that's right over there. Staying going forward, we're going to move to the front of the car, and we can see you can barely see right here that we have the same thing with our headlights. And I'm not sure what they've done with the headlights, because in some of their sketches they redesigned it a bit, but still kept that Weismann heritage. But you can sort of see we still have dual circular headlights like the old Weismann models have. You have one up top, probably one up top and inside, right, closer to the grille, and then you probably have another one to the bottom and more distal to the outside of the vehicle. So that'll be interesting to see what the face of the car looks like once they take the camouflage off. Big 20-inch rims. Still got the mirror on the door. We have this little, what are they called? This little diffuser at the back here. And this is always something I'm interested to see, and because all the modern cars are doing this now, you have your main body of the vehicle, and then under here you have like different material being utilized. I see this a lot nowadays. I'm not a engineer or car designer whatsoever, so I don't 100% know what it's there for. I think some of it's for reducing weight and performance, whatnot. But this could also be part of the battery for the vehicle. A lot of people are now speculating that this Weismann, this Project Thunderball, excuse me, this Project Thunderball could be a Weismann electric vehicle. How true that is, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously an electric Weismann would be nice with the gas prices and how they are right now, but I would also like to see maybe a mild hybrid version with like a V6 or a V4 coupled with maybe a hybrid powertrain as well. Not just go all electric right away. Keep some of that internal combustion engine power that you have, and also maybe have an all electric option. Let's go to the next picture on our right here. And now we kind of get to see this thing in motion. From the rear third quarter, I think this just looks absolutely beautiful. If I had the money to drop on it today to buy one of these, or maybe buy like a, what would you buy? What's a comparable thing? Like an Audi R8? I think I'd definitely choose this just because it's classier looking, in my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. It's classier looking. We got, again, starting from the bottom, now we're here. We have our diffuser, from what it seems, right here. We do now see our taillights are in fact the separated unique circles, and there's only 2 of them for this model at least. So that's good to know. That's still very Weismann-like. Got a rear little horizontal, probably like a brake light of some sort. I'm not really sure. And then from the boot, you can, going down, you can kind of see this integrated spoiler here. So that's a nice design, again, for the vehicle. I talked about it on our side view profile, where we saw up front. Now we can see it's more prominent. Here is a air vent behind the first wheel, right? And it looks like it's all functional. And it kind of follows a shoulder line that moves throughout the body of the car. Or maybe it kind of disappears around the midsection, but nonetheless, you got your air vent there. You have one in the back of the front wheel, but we also have one again in the back of the rear wheel, because if you can kind of see right around here, we have a small air vent opening just right there. So we got two functional air vents. What else about this picture strikes you? You got your little backup mirror in the car. You got the guy wearing the glasses. Again, we have our diffuser and then this material under the main body of the car that's hidden by zebra print. You have this chassis part or something. I'm not really sure again what it is. I live over here in the Midwest in Illinois, and so the only thing I can figure why they do this is for winter when it gets salty and whatnot, so the bottom of your car doesn't rust. That's probably not the reason. That's probably the last thing they thought of, but that's the only thing I can figure. It's probably to save weight too. That's probably, who knows? I don't know. I have to ask someone who actually knows a thing or two about cars. This is our back 3/4 view, or like a, I don't know, back side 3/4 view. And I just get a nice sort of idea of what the car is all about. It looks like they've taped up some of the lights and the door handle for some reason. You can kind of now see again, now that we know that there's a rear air intake or outtake, you can see it sort of starts around the top of the wheel and then ends right around mid-wheel, right? Right about the halfway point by this Weismann rim, right about right here. Got that little air outtake. Now, I'm trying, hold on. So we got our brake light. This looks like it might be a brake light now. So we got brake light, and then maybe this is a turn. Okay. I'm not seeing, unless I just missed it. Perhaps we do have exhaust, because I'm trying to find, in this picture, I'm trying to find a gas cap, or maybe a plug-in to an electric system, and I think it might be on the rear right shoulder, right around here. We kind of have this little circle area. So this has either got to be the gas cap or the electric input. And I'm kind of hoping it's a gas cap for a mild hybrid, to be honest with you. Looks like it's running on, I don't know, 19, 20-inch rims. And these are like a standard Weismann rim. I wish they would. Obviously, it's a Weismann rim, you know it. But I wish Weismann would come up with their own kind of unique design for a wheel rim or a wheel you know, something that when you look at it, you know, oh, that's a Weismann. Something that Mercedes is pretty good at doing. They're pretty good at making their own unique wheels, their own unique rims. The only other thing I can kind of point out from this picture is that if you look into the interior, we do of course still have, thank God, the 5 tachometers. So you have your 5 analog. Maybe they'll put a clock in there. Maybe there already is a clock. I don't know. Yeah, so we got the 5 analog, and maybe we can see from Weismann, hopefully, a little idea for a infotainment system, a small infotainment system, that would be sufficient. So we will have to find out sooner or later. Let's see if there's any video on this. Weismann Thunderball. And another thing I hope they do with this project Thunderball is I hope, because right now we're only seeing a drop top convertible roadster, as they like to call them. They like to call them the roadsters. I hope we do see a coupe. I hope we do see a hard top with that old hatchback trunk style opening that we see in the MF4. And this one here, there is some video, so we'll take a look at it. And I think this title will probably be the company's first electric car. Look at those headlights. That's just beautiful. I want to see this with the camera off. The return of an icon, definitely. And this is from Auto Evolution, so go check them out. But there's only 10 seconds, barely anything. You can see, we can get a better view of that front here, and we can kind of see what's going on with the headlights. Looks like we got the daytime runners, so I was actually off. The daytime runners are more distal to the middle of the body. The daytime runners are more distal, and then these guys have to be either the night lights or turn signals. I'm not sure which, or maybe I just can't see the turn signals because I'm blind as a bat. And we keep the clamshell or the seashell Weismann grill, thank God. But it does seem to be a little bit bigger from the other models. So we'll see. And it says here, Weismann Thunderball will probably be the company's first electric car. I'm not so sure about that. You know, in my closing thoughts here, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm droning on. I hope, if anything, if Weismann does come out with this, when they do, it's not all electric at first, but if anything, it's like a hybrid system with a V6 or a V8, probably more a V6 twin turbo, paired with an electric motor to give it better gas and fuel economy, especially nowadays. Because why else would we have this long sloping hood? Why else would we have this grille? And this grille seems to be functional. So why would you need to cool something down if not having an internal combustion engine? You know? But we'll wait. We'll see. And I will eventually buy one of these cars if it kills me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a good day.